Touchdown. 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 Touchdown.
What's a buckle for me friend them?
Touchdown.
For me the
Oh yeah.
Oh, Jaja, rise high this morning, so I know that everything will be alright.
Alright, yeah. Oh, Jaja, rise I this morning, so I know that everything will be alright. Still I see I this morning, I know that everything will be alright. Yes, everything alright. You know the tingo, you know the lingo.
Thanks again for joining us one more time. Another episode, a brand new spanking episode of Music and Marriage. My name is Nikita. I am your host, and this is my co-host.
I'm like Red Square, and we're there again. One more again. You know the thing go.
One more again.
Yeah. Biggest and the best podcast out there right now.
Ooh,
in
spit
this
that.
time.
Talk that.
You know what I mean? Music and Marriage podcast. How y'all feeling out there?
Hope everyone is doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
we just thank you guys for coming back for another episode. Before we get into the show, I wanted to give a quick shout out to Simply Rose for all of our merch that we have available on our website, www.justbagit.com, JUSBAGIT.com. We're going to have some more of her stuff throughout, the next couple of episodes to show you guys how creative she is. Yeah, shout out to you, Simply Rose.
Yes, Simply Rose. Thanks for blessing us with our merch. You don't know if you want merch to be done for your own, whatever it is you're doing. Just link up Simply Rose. Simply
printing,
Rose
all type
on
of things.
Instagram. Just go find her. You know what I mean? That shit is lit.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, so what's going on? How you been?
There I know. Everything cool. Scrolling through social media. Yesterday, we find something funny. I mean, funny, not funny, but at the same time, yeah. A brethren claim say because of COVID, he now has erectile dysfunction.
Question, do you know this person?
At 25 years old,
25?
because he caught COVID. Basically, he must say from he was 10 years old, his penis has been standing at attention every morning, and after COVID. After he was diagnosed with COVID, went through the whole thing, he started to experience, symptoms of erectile dysfunction.
I don't believe that.
Some people are say because he's a well-known socialite, it looks like.
Oh, really?
So people are saying it's a political ploy, to urge people to go and get the vaccine or whatever. But I commend him for being very brave to come out in social media and say something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because most man now go admit even when that a go on in them life, them now come out publicly and say, yo,
he putting something on himself.
soldier not stand at attention anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, big up yourself, whoever you be. Hope everything work out for you. You don't know, check Snaggerpost or one of them bush doctor there, you know, where probably can cure your thing for you. Is it? Yes, it.
It's a hard situation to be dealing with.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Oh, Jaja. That is serious.
Very.
Yeah, I don't even know where to go from that.
Very, but yeah, you know, everything
Wow.
cool. Big up to all of my Liverpool fans out there, you know. Touch football a little bit. Liverpool, who won trophies last season, has been knocked out of all competitions
Why?
this season because they're not good enough. So everybody where did that jump and a
So
go
you're
on,
just
man like
gloating in
Bruno and them man they were, you know, always a chat of them out about Liverpool last season. I couldn't. It's like it's a nightmare. I couldn't stop hearing the voice. Liverpool this, Liverpool that, because Liverpool win Champions League and
Yeah,
win
but
the
imagine,
league. And
but imagine how they
You
feel
know?
when you talking about Newcastle. Must
I mean,
cringe.
them can't feel no way because
must
Anna like
cringe.
said Newcastle a win nothing.
Well, at
For me,
least
a
you're
brag
honest.
and a boast every
Well,
minute.
at least you're honest.
I understand.
So that's what it is. You just salty because your team ain't winning, so you don't have that gloating spirit to give.
No, because here are with me now. At my enjoyment when it comes to watching my team is like down in the coming towards the end of the season now, where we know say is either we are fight relegation or
Every year.
we are fight
I
forget
watch football.
maybe getting a Europe or
I
something
mean, I
like
watch
that.
football and every
You know
single
what I
year
mean?
Newcastle in up for relegation night. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and
It's
me I tell you,
ridiculous.
it's exciting.
That's
you know?
exciting.
Yeah, it's
I would be
exhilarating
sad.
for no say. Of course, you're gonna sad if your team
I
get
would be
relegated,
super
but you're
sad
gonna
to know
feel.
that y'all are in the bottom every
But imagine the
single year.
situation.
Like y'all can't even
Your
hit
3
top
points.
10. I've been watching football with you for about 20 years now, and I've never seen Newcastle in the top 10. So you have no right to talk about in nobody's team.
You know, say. well,
Never.
In the 90s, we were challenging.
Bro, in the 90s, I was a baby.
In the early 2000s, we actually were in the Champions League as well. But yeah, you know, it's been a steady decline since Mike Ashley, the owner of the team, bought the club. And yeah, Big League podcast, big up on yourself.
Yeah,
them
Big
them
League
conversation.
podcast, and I'm
yeah,
listening to saying,
are
I'm
for
in,
Uno.
like, why am I doing this right
But,
now? Big League, give me for the pan with this.
the excitement of, you know, being 3 points above relegation and 3 to 4 games left and you fight because the next team they are fight too, and you know that is the excitement for us as Newcastle fans all over the world every year, and we just have to accept it until we get that brother have to sell the club, and you know, yeah, but yeah, big up to all the Liverpool fans. Who don't know win nothing this year. I'm glad because.
He's gloating so much.
Yeah, man. This season, when do something to me wicked couple weeks ago. You know, Liverpool beat my side, and the side were below my side. Liverpool make them win. So me hate them for that. Me hate them. Me hate them this season. So man like Kelly Braxton and them man there. All that.
Ignorant fool, no.
Yeah, man. So you know, yeah, it's a good week so far. I can't complain. I feel good about the week. You know? Yeah. That bone on the Liverpool fans. Yeah, man. Take a seat.
Now, on that note, we'll jump right into something else because you just took it to a whole nother level with
No,
that.
me that for burn a quick fire, you know what I mean?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
what
see
going
how.
with you? What's going on with you? What have you been observing and getting into over there?
I just got my nose
a couple
pierced, so
weeks.
you know I'm...
Yeah. Feeling yourself.
Yeah, I had it a couple years ago, and then I took it out, and then
Mm-hmm.
some...
Looks good.
Yeah.
Fits you. But you know that already.
Oh, thank you, baby.
Yeah. I'm good. Looks good.
Yeah, I've just been here, just getting things together, trying to get this this new collection out before
Yeah.
the year's over.
What's going on with that?
Trying to find a manufacturer in Jamaica is like catching water with a strainer in the ocean.
Tough.
It's difficult.
Oh,
So That's like and I want it to be made on the island, you know.
Yeah, made in Jamaica is
Yeah.
is better than anything
So-
else right now. Cause Jamaica we are promote straight.
Exactly, but right now, Jamaican people in the now work with me at town. Manufacturers, where are you guys? Like, what's
Yeah.
going on?
Get with us.
Yeah, definitely. Please, if you
If
guys
you're
have
watching.
any recommendations, you can,
Yeah,
hit us up in the comments and let us know.
yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. Kids started back school.
Yeah, school start back. Easter
So-
holiday done, free paper, bun up.
Yep, until summertime.
Yeah.
So yeah, back to school. Trying to get this Bagot thing on track.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just been it really. Had a
Okay,
conversation
yeah.
with Michaela the other day.
Mm.
It was something that I've been thinking about for a while, but because for me as a child, like I would have loved, if the situation arise that, I would have had this courtesy given to me.
Mhm.
So the question I asked her was, do you feel like parents should apologize or
Mhm.
give explanations for their actions to their children after, a negative interaction? And I kind of knew what her answer was going to be,
Mhm.
but it was, her reasoning behind it is kind of somewhat what I, estimated or thought it would have been.
Okay.
So she was kind of right on track.
And
with
what
how
was
I
that? What
feeling.
was the reasoning?
She said yes, because, sometimes when we say things as a child, they might not understand and interpret it the way how we're given it. They might take it as we're just angry because of, it's something that they did. When some of the times, it's just adults taking out their frustration on a child or, getting upset for something happening. Like, example, it was one day you put like oil on the fan or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought the boy peed on the floor. So I got upset with Tafari because King said it wasn't him, and I believe King when they're lying, I know when they're lying and when they're telling the truth, I know for the most part.
Yeah.
So when King said it wasn't him, I was like, okay. Then I looked at Tafari and asked him, and he kind of gave me that, before he said no.
Mm-hmm.
So I assumed that it was him, and I got upset with him, and I, started yelling and all that. I didn't hit him, but I was really like going in on him. And when you woke up, I remember I said it to you,
Mhm.
and you were like, no, I poured the oil on it because of something. I don't remember what you said it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to pull him aside and like apologize to him because I felt like it was a mistake on my part, and I feel like I came at him wrong. So I apologized for it or whatever, and then after that situation, we haven't had anything else. So I was just talking to Michaela, just asking,
Oh, she
just
felt.
randomly.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, yeah, I think it's important for parents to explain that because, it's good for us to be able to understand and get, deep down to it and not just see the surface of things like, okay, she's mad and that's just what it is. Like, explain why you're mad.
Yeah.
I'm going through this at work, or this happened to me, or, so they can understand and they can have that empathy and sympathy, and they can learn it from an earlier age where they can be able to express that
Yeah.
to others in other situations. So it was kind of a deep conversation that we had.
I agree with her too. It's definitely you got to be able to relate feelings and good or bad, to your children, and in the midst of all of that, be able to have a clear indication of why
Why, yeah.
you did what you did or said what you said, and also to show responsibility when
Ownership
you're
when you
wrong,
do something exactly.
and in a them eye,
Mhm.
and knowing that they within themselves they didn't do what
Yeah,
you accuse them of doing,
yeah.
and to be able to say to them, yo, I was wrong, sorry.
Mhm.
It kind of teaches them to be more responsible too when things like when they might be end up in the same situation in the future. You know
Or
what
even
I mean?
outside of that, just with their peers.
Exactly.
In a situation
Yeah.
like that, will you be able to,
Should
know
they,
how
they
to...
they would understand
Yeah.
and learn from the examples that the parents are showing or are
Because
leading them.
Because us as Caribbeans,
Mm-hmm.
Jamaicans, like we don't typically show emotion.
Yeah. Our
Especially
emotions
pain,
them are
rough and
anger.
anger and aggression.
yeah.
So now I think I see a little change with this generation, with nowadays, like, it's a little bit more love, you would say, that's being given.
Mm-hmm.
Because like even our grandparents, their generation and stuff like that, I don't think they had much of a love, emotional, connection to their parents on most levels.
Yeah.
So it was kind of hard for them to show it to their children and for their children to show it to their children.
I mean, I wouldn't use a broad brush where that is concerned.
God, bro, show it.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Oh, like
wouldn't say
scope.
it's
Okay.
overall
No, I'm
the
not saying-
culture, but
Well, yeah, because most
I wouldn't say.
Jamaicans that I know,
I wouldn't say that.
most Jamaicans that I know,
But
especially the
it's
older
not-
ones.
It's not far fetched, we do see that happening, and we come from families, me personally, and that the disconnect is there when it comes to showing that
That
affection and things.
Exactly.
So I understand what you're saying, but I wouldn't say it's Jamaican.
That's why I said Caribbean. It's
Yeah,
a Caribbean thing. It's a Caribbean thing, because in America, growing up there, you saw, even if they were living in the projects, you saw parents show their kids love
Mm-hmm.
to a certain extent. Even parents dropping their kids off to school, like little things like that. It's just the
Them thing that happen, boy, yeah, man, it's just that, whenever in that, I don't want to use the word class, but
mindset.
I have to use it. Whenever I grow up in that class there, people who live uptown, grow them kids with love and a certain energy and
But how much
vibration
is- but how
to a
much-
certain
but
level.
How much is uptown population to the whole of Jamaica? Not that
But that's what
much.
I'm saying.
So that's why I said it's on a broader scale, where it's more, where you don't really see that.
And even in the countryside too, you find that people are more loving
They're loving as
and,
far
and,
as
and more
I'm gonna make
and
sure
more
you have
tight
meals.
knit. People are, me find that people are more tight knit. People in the rural areas
Okay,
are
let me
more
give you a
tight knit.
personal example. My grandmother, she will show you love in many ways. She'll make sure you're fed, you're clothed, you're sheltered. She'll do all of that. But growing up, I can't remember my grandmother really saying "I love you" much. Now in this time, she says it.
Mm-hmm.
Now in this time, you know what I'm saying? Like
Things
it
change.
wasn't exactly, that's my thing. And my mom was the same way. Like my mom always showed me love. They always showed me all of that, but you never really hear that I love you. That's something that as Caribbeans we don't really, especially male to male, the father to son, you rarely see stuff like that. And that's important for us to show our children the love, not just to say, okay, we're buying you things and you go and you getting gifts and you doing this and you doing that.
Yeah.
It's also emotional.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to give that
Word
part of
sound
it.
is
exactly,
important.
exactly. It's not just okay, me taking care of you because that's what's expected
Yeah.
as a parent, but you're also expected to show that love and give that emotion, for that child to be able to be well-rounded, because that's a part of our growth as well. And a lot of people don't really realize that. They feel like, okay, emotions can get dealt with whenever, but that's a part of being a well-rounded person.
Yeah.
So I definitely think like it's the Caribbean thing. I might be wrong. There might be a lot of people out here who have, parents telling them I love you and all of that, and it's genuine, because some people say I love you just to say it.
Definitely.
So it's genuine, and that it's sincere and it's from someone that really loves you. Then I would love to hear how many people come and say, well, yes, they've had that growing up. I've always had love and affection and everything, but it's in my later years I started to hear more of the I love yous and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's comforting for kids. They like to hear stuff like that. They like to get hugs. They like to get kisses, no matter how old they are, as much as they act like they don't.
Yeah.
It's important. So
most definitely. I agree.
yeah, I thought that was real. When she gave me that answer, I thought that was real. I'm like, oh, baby girl's growing up. She's thinking,
Yeah, man, that's good. She have good parents
oh,
teaching her the right way. So,
yeah.
and good grandparents teaching her the right ways as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
You look mad laggy.
She's-
Like you just,
Eh?
you look laggy. That's what
Laggy?
Tafari. That's what Tafari always says. You're lagging.
Oh,
You look like you like it.
No man, you know, it's been a long day,
Okay.
you know. So with us there, I give thanks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's been a long day.
Okay. I hear you. If that's what you say it is. But yeah, I guess that'll be the topic of the day. That's what I wanted to discuss today.
That's what I wanted to discuss today.
Yeah, I wanted to
Okay.
just pick your brain on, you know, how you feel about it, how you feel about parents apologizing and stuff like that, because parents don't really do that much,
Yeah.
especially black parents. Oh my
Definitely.
goodness, this I know I'm right with. Black parents, we don't never, and I put myself in it too, because sometimes I'm guilty of it.
Mhm.
We don't never want to apologize when we wrong.
Yeah.
And that's something I had to break myself out of. Like, it's okay to apologize to your children. They're human too.
It's okay to apologize in general.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know.
not talking about in general, because I've already stated this on the podcast already. Like, I don't have any problems with apologizing when I'm wrong,
Right.
or if I offended someone
with
in
the
any type
kids,
of way.
it's
But
very
with kids,
important.
a lot of parents don't feel like it's important to apologize.
Because
Kids, I did my
you're-
picnic.
you're the
When me
dominant,
apologize,
yeah.
and I'm the mother, and you are the picnic.
Yeah.
Because that's what I hear. I used to hear that a lot. Even when my
Definitely.
mama was wrong, she would never, ever say I'm wrong. I'm here the mother, and you are the picnic.
Yeah.
You do what me tell you for do, and it's like, but you were wrong. It's okay to apologize. It's okay to say, you know.
Yeah, man, we have to show the youth them the right way, you know. It's
Yeah.
definitely important for real. I'm glad she really think that way there, and our answers reflect, you know, what we have been doing and how we have been doing it.
That's why I said, like, when she said it, it kind of was like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, like, it was kind of a breather, because I know that her meds is in the right
Yeah.
direction.
Right space.
Yeah. So it was kind of like relief for me to understand and to know that she get what's going on. And at the end of the day, regardless of if I'm her mom or not, like, she's a human and she deserves that respect. Just because she's younger than me, like, we have to teach them respect goes both ways.
Definitely.
It's not only, okay, you have to respect me because I'm your mother. No, I have to respect you as well because you're my child and I'm raising you to be respectful. So I
Yeah.
have to show you that if I want you to give it to other people.
Yeah. And
get what I'm
oh,
saying?
and if you want to receive it,
Exactly.
you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
So it was a good feeling to know that her head was in that space. I said I wanted to pick your brain and ask you about it because I asked one of my homegirls, and she was like, "I apologize to her. I picked them, make I'm gonna sit down," and I'm like, "Okay." So
A son of people think still,
That's
you know.
what I'm telling you. Like, I think it's just like a.
But
I
you
don't
know,
think it's a. I think it's a Caribbean thing.
think overall, you know, adults just being adults.
No, the Caucasians don't play that. They apologize with the quickness. Timmy, I'm sorry. Okay, I really didn't mean it. They
Yeah.
apologize. Okay.
Yeah.
So they don't play that type of game because they understand the psychological and the mental behind it.
Yeah.
They understand what these things can do to enhance and to deteriorate their child. Like, they understand these things.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
they make sure they implement it from their young to let them understand, listen, I was wrong and I shouldn't have, and it won't happen again. Or, you know, they make sure to give that courtesy.
Yeah.
And that's what that's why I said Caribbeans, Jamaicans,
Maybe that's a
blacks.
cultural thing, black.
Yeah, we don't.
Africans.
We ain't with that.
Yeah.
They rather know they wrong and strong and keeping it pushing
Yeah.
than to apologize to their child or their children. Most parents.
Yeah, man, me
So-
agree totally. You know, we have to be able to show that we are humble.
Exactly. Because trust me, when some of these kids ready to open their mouth, they humble that ass real quick for us sometimes. So, listen, make sure you guys definitely sit down and talk to your kids and make sure that, you know, if you feel like you've done something or if they've expressed to you that you've done something that's offensive or, you know, hurtful towards them, you know, it's okay to
Sit down
apologize.
and explain.
Exactly. It's okay to explain to them why I said what I said or the reason why I did what I did.
Yeah.
And because I felt this way or
In a
was it
not
okay or
angry
not.
manner as well. too.
Exactly. Just to be calm and be respectful, just like you're speaking to another adult, because remember, that's what we're trying to raise, civilized adults. So we have to sit down and really have conversation with them. I don't feel like we should teach our children to not speak on a certain level. Like, we got to speak to them like they're adults, mature adults.
Definitely.
You have respectful conversation where they can understand, you know, situations and understand life without even having to experience certain things. So it's definitely something that I would encourage a lot of parents or every parent to do. I'm here myself trying to, you know, continue on the path of, you know, this journey that I'm on to being a better person and a better me and all of that. Like, it's been years now, but don't judge me. It takes time, okay? And I'm still not there yet.
Definitely.
But, you know, it's important for us parents to just give them that courtesy, give them that respect that we want them to give others and we want them to give us. And, you know, we want them to have for themselves because we want them to have respect for themselves. So make sure you guys let us know what you think about this episode.
Yeah.
Check
Short
us
and
out on all
spicy,
streaming
sweet.
platforms. We are available Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere podcasts are available, iHeartRadio, everywhere, Anchor FM, everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to this video and every other video of our podcast. Make sure you guys go over to I'm Like Red Square official on YouTube if you're listening to us on the streaming platforms, and go over to see all of our visuals for each episode of our podcast. Thank you so much for joining us again on another episode of Music and Marriage. My name is Nikita. I am your host, and this is my co-host.
I'm like Red Square. Big up on yourself. See you know another time. You know what I mean? At the
Well,
same,
good
at the
people.
same, at the same thing. When the theater arise, they be hating.
Same time next week. Catch y'all.
Touchdown,
Peace out.
touchdown, touchdown.